Hi. Okay, today I'm making a video for you about medical issues and the path once you have symptoms. And I'm not a doctor, this is for entertainment purposes only and not medical advice. So once you have symptoms, so a person will have symptoms, right? And it's because they have these symptoms that they go to the doctor. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But if you go to the doctor with your symptoms, what they're going to do is they're going to find your diagnosis and they're going to give you a diagnosis. And that diagnosis is going to be the medical word for whatever is wrong with you, right? And so that's going to be a lot of what you do at the doctor is get a diagnosis. And so they're going to maybe run some tests. They might just diagnose you without running tests just based on what you say out loud. Or they might, let's say, take a camera and look down your esophagus and say, okay, we see inflammation of the esophagus, and so that's your diagnosis, right? It's the inflammation of the esophagus, or whatever the more fancy medical term is. They might do a scan and they see that you've got some erosion of your stomach lining, and so they might diagnose a stomach ulcer. Or let's say if a person has a lump, they take a biopsy out, they look at it under a microscope, and so they're going to diagnose what the tumor is and the grade and all that, right? So the diagnosis is going to be telling you your problem. So at a doctor, the first thing they're going to do is they're just going to tell you what problem you have, right? And so usually for any kind of issue a person has, you can kind of find out what are all the different diagnoses that there are for that type of problem, right, on the internet. And then depending on diagnoses, depending on what the diagnosis is, right, is what happens next. Depending on the doctor you go to, they might try and find the cause, but it's not common. Most of the time, a doctor does not find the cause because often the cause is a lifestyle issue or a dietary choice or something else. And so if the cause is something that they can fix, they might try and solve it. But a lot of times, depending on what the issue is, they don't find the cause, or they know the cause, right? Maybe for high blood pressure, they do know the cause, but they're not going to deal with that. They're going to go straight to covering the symptoms or one of these other things. So if they go to covering the symptoms, let's say it's high blood pressure, they're going to give a person a pill which will lower the blood pressure, but it's not going to solve it. So if the person goes off the medicine to lower the blood pressure, then their blood pressure is going to go back up. It's not going to stay low. So they haven't fixed the issue of this high blood pressure. They're just covering the symptoms, right? They're making the blood pressure low with this pill without fixing what's causing high blood pressure. Let's say a person has a certain kind of headache and they don't know what's causing the headache, so they might prescribe a painkiller. Or let's say a person has arthritis, they don't know why they have arthritis or what's causing it, but there are pills that cover the arthritis symptoms. If the person goes off the pill, the symptoms come back. But once they're on the pill, they don't feel the symptoms, and so it will mask the issue enough, and that's doable for a lot of people. But it does mean that then at that point, a person will be on medicine for the rest of their life until they're either able to heal or find the cause and eliminate it. Another thing that might be done is balancing the cause, right? It doesn't just cover it, it balances it. And so this is more of something that is usually done by the person and not the doctor. And so that would be something if a person has, let's say, arthritis because of inflammation. And so they don't know why they have inflammation, right? They don't know what's triggering it, but they start taking glucosamine and turmeric and a bunch of things that help with joints and inflammation, right? So the food is causing, or whatever the cause is causing the arthritis, and so they're able to bring it down by balancing it back out with anti-inflammatories. Or let's say a person is having an issue with dairy pain, right? They don't eliminate the dairy, but they are able to just bring it back down if it's just like a lactose issue with lactase, the enzyme, right? It balances it back out. Okay, another thing is going to be healing the problem. And healing the problem has two parts. There's internal healing and there's external healing. And external healing includes things like removing the issue, right? So if a person has a tumor and they cut it out, they're removing it, right? There might be some tumor cells left in the bloodstream, but they're able to get a big chunk of it. If a person has a blockage in their artery, they remove the blockage and they fix the problem. And so anything that removes the issue, right? If a person has a bacterial infection, actually that would be kill, or they kill the problem, right? If a person has a bacterial infection, they can kill the bacteria with antibiotics. If they have a virus, they kill it with antivirals. If they have, let's see, say a tumor, they might kill it with radiation, or they might give you mustard gas, right? Or a derivative of mustard gas, right? Which is a chemo that's used today. And they're just going to go in there and they're going to kill that problem. And sometimes, or oftentimes, with treatments that kill, other things can die. Good things can die, like antibiotics will kill good bacteria and bad bacteria. Chemo might kill or damage the immune system while it's killing the cancer, and probably won't kill the cancer stem cells. So I'm in support of only some kinds of chemos in some occasions. I do like removal, though, of most things. I think that, let's say with gallstones, I think that the body can usually heal that without needing surgery. But if you've got a fast-growing tumor, I would say get it out and then self-heal. If you've got a blockage in your artery, get it fixed and then self-heal, right? So there's some things that you need to just remove it quickly, but there's some things that you would go to self-healing. So if it's a self-healing thing, and a lot of health issues can either be covered or self-healed. So for instance, if a person takes, if they have an ulcer and they take the sucrosulfate, right, that's going to line the stomach and it's going to ease the symptoms. And so it's going to give a person a chance to let that stomach lining re-heal. And so the body is going to heal itself. The body is going to self-heal, but the medicine is going to take the pain away and coat the stomach and make it easier for the body to heal itself. So it'll assist the body in healing. And there's a lot of treatments that assist the body in healing, a lot of herbs, all sorts of things. And so I'm going to make my own or another video of all the ways you can help, not all the ways, some ways that you can help your body self-heal, right? Let me just see my notes. So so it's just important to notice that once you have symptoms, there's some big differences between just finding out what the diagnosis is or finding what the cause is, right? Because a diagnosis is just the name of the issue. It's the name of it. It's not telling you why you have the issue. We're just naming it. And so it's important because sometimes people think that because they have a name, they know what they have. And they don't know what caused it. They don't know what caused it. They just know what it is, but they don't know why they have it. And so it's really important to clarify that just because you have the name of it does not mean you know why you have it, right? So you might have a diagnosis, but you don't know why. You might get a prescription that covers the symptoms, and you know the name of your symptoms, but again, you don't know why you have the symptoms, and you might not be healing the problem. So it's just important, I feel like, to really differentiate between each of these categories. So the body is self-healing. So also you can heal by removing a problem, or fixing a problem, right? Resetting a bone. If there's an issue, surgery can be very useful in a lot of cases. So that is my overview of going to a doctor and what they're going to do. So when you go to a doctor, they're going to find your diagnosis. They're going to name your problem. They're going to possibly give you something to cover the symptoms. They're going to possibly find the cause. They're going to possibly balance the cause and possibly give you something to let you self-heal more easily, or remove or kill it, depending on what it is. But I think of all of these things, really the self-healing right here is the thing that actually heals the problem, right? Because you can know the name all day long, and if you find the cause and you can eliminate the cause, again, you've healed, right? Or you can let your body heal. I think that these two go hand in hand, finding the cause and self-healing go hand in hand if the cause is continuing to cause the problem in your life. So that's it for now. And I'm going to make another video on self-healing. Okay. And I'm going to make a video on all the different diagnoses for stomach, for digestive diseases, and then what all the treatments are. Okay. Bye.